New at 10, a North Tulsa home has been added to the National Register of Historic Places. The Charles and Bertha Blevins house is located in a neighborhood near Pine and North Peoria and is part of Oklahoma's civil rights history. Fox 23's Paris Rain is live in the newsroom after speaking to the owner of the home. Paris.
Yeah, the owner told me she knew there was a presence in the house, so she knew it was something special about it. She just didn't know that it was anything this big.
Sharonda Hutton-Ballard told me you never really know what's under your feet because it took her 12 years before she was told what was under hers. They call it the Charles and Bertha Blevins house, but Hutton-Ballard calls it home.
I was down the street talking to a neighbor. She was an older lady, and she just happened to say, did you know your house used to be a voting precinct? And I'm looking around, and I'm like, excuse me? I said, what house? And she said, your house, they used to vote in your house in the basement. And I said, really? And that was like in 2012.
I asked Hutton-Ballard what she did after finding out how important her house was in Tulsa history. She said she began to reach out to different places throughout North Tulsa and found out her house was listed as precinct number 3. And that was the start of putting the house on the National Register of Historic Places.
It takes a village to do this. This wasn't nothing that I could have ever obtained by myself. I had to have other people to help me to bring this history forth.
The Oklahoma Historical Society added the house to the National Register of Historical Places on March 14th as being a contribution to the economic and social development of the black community in North Tulsa during the mid-20th century.
They were actually voting here in '46, so they were really, really well advanced before their time, and so they had a right to come here and be safe and do their voting in the polling places without being harassed or being threatened. And so they gave them a safe place to be able to make a big part in local, state, and federal history.
She even incorporated the last person they voted for in her home.
The statue right here that I have is of President John F. Kennedy. He was one of the last presidents that I believe that was elected into office from this house, and so it's symbolic that I would only have his, bust here to represent, the part that he played in Afro-American history as well as the history for all people.
Hutton-Ballard says it's a good feeling to be able to tell the story of people who are no longer here to share it.
I feel great because I feel like that this is my way of paying it back forward, because their daughter was kind enough to let me purchase the house. You know what I'm saying? I was just like 29 years old. And so to be able to have a house and of this magnitude, I'm humbled and I'm grateful, and I'm making sure that I know that Miss Blevins and Mr. Blevins would be extremely proud. I know they will.
I asked her after such big news, was there anything that she wanted to do special with her home? And she told me that one day she would like to set up voting booths to reenact what they did back in the day with voting at a home. Live in the newsroom covering news that matters, I'm Paris Rain, Fox 23 News.